guys, it's 21 Maxwell here. Welcome to another edition of TW's WWE Save, where of course we have booked the WWE since the aftermath of WrestleMania 31. We have booked through all the way to October 2018. And yeah, now we are on the road, as I say, to Survivor Series and then slowly on the road to our next WrestleMania. So in this spell, as I said, we're going to do a lot of tournaments. You joined us previously. Last time we'd done the Cruiserweight Classic. We realised that a lot of these guys weren't particularly over, so it did hamper the show's overall rating. I feel this will be the same. I think the overall show rating will probably be declined a little bit because of the amount of guys that will be used more than they should. But it's giving the tag teams a shot. This tag team invitational, just like we gave the Cruiserweights a shot last week, and like we'll give our female athletes a chance next week. So this video will be the tag team invitational. Next week we'll have a women's tournament. The following week we'll do a WWE World Grand Prix, our version of a King of the Ring. It will be a one-night tournament, and that will lead us into Survivor Series, where we're going to have two mammoth Elimination Chamber matches for both the World Heavyweight Championship and then one again for the WWE Championship. So this show is okay. As I say, it's a tournament format, 16 teams, 8 first round matches, then your quarters, semis and a final. We have one guest female match because we need females on the show. A little teaser of what's going to happen with regards to the upper mid card division. And then we've got a big multi-man match in the main event just to get our storylines ticking over. So I won't speak on for much longer about that. Let's just get right into the show and introduce you to some tag teams from Raw, SmackDown, ECW and NXT. So you can be seeing the future right now. So we start the show 41,895 in the Wrigley Field, and it's Bo Dallas, Dolph Ziggler, John Cena and Zack Sabre Jr. trading words in the ring in a sports entertainment-like style. It's just really a case of, I thought we'll put Cena in this match, we'll put him tagging with Bo Dallas, his protege, against the man that Bo Dallas is feuding with, and Dolph Ziggler, and a chance for Zack Sabre Jr. to get in the action as well. So an A-star 100 segment, giving a couple of these guys a good opportunity. Bo doing a masterful job, Ziggler improvising well, as did Cena and Zack Sabre Jr. Show off to a strong start, crowd hotter, John Cena looking good, and the storyline Bo sending has advanced and gained a bit of heat. So a good opener there. A few negatives, but as I say, can you argue with that for a start? Our tag team tournament begins with a match that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, and it saw the Revivals defeat NXT's Authors of Pain, who still got a long way to develop. They won in 8 minutes and 15 when Dash Wilder defeated Rezar with the unskinny bop. C-58, as you can tell there by the ovalness, the Authors of Pain have got a long way to go. I probably wouldn't say in the main roster. I would like to think maybe even 2020. I think if they do max out their stats in NXT, we'll probably send them to Lucha Underground to get their overness up. But a good win for the Revival. They advanced to round 2. A couple of skill improvements. Quite a few negatives there for Rezar and Akeem. I think it's Akeem. Next matchup, we saw the Young Bucks defeat NXT's Sanity, Alexander Wolf and Damien O'Connor, or Killian Dan, I think it is now, however they pronounce it. It's weird because obviously I've known Damo from watching him a lot in the UK scene, especially with ICW and SWA. Weird seeing him under a new name. It'll take time to adjust, but a good win for the Bucks. Good performances by then. They get to round 2. Okay performances from our heel team Insanity. Good rating I think for Alexander Wolf, as I think he's someone who could get a good push when both of these guys are ready and over to come to the main roster. So a good win there for the Young Bucks as they go into round number 2. Next up, it was about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. We saw the Detroit Machine Guns, Sabin and Shelley, defeat DIY, Gargano and Ciampa in 9:58 when Alex Shelley defeated Tommaso Ciampa with the underarm snap STO. B-76, a good win for DMG, and a good matchup there. Good rating, not to be today for DIY, but DMG proving they've still Get good places to go going forward. Apologies if my mic keeps popping as well. Next up, we've got a promo. Are you hyped? I'm certainly hyped, as Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder cut a promo on their chances, which is a B-72 promo, which got the crowd hotter. And their matchup saw them take on TM61, and they win in 9:45 when Mojo defeats Shane Form by pinfall. So B-73, the Hype Bros advance to round 2. Bye bye, TM61. And this was a really interesting one, but we had the American Wolves defeat the Briscoes in 10:06 when Davey Richards defeated Mark Briscoe with Shooting Star Press. A B-76, great matchup here, probably could have been better with a storyline. I feel it's a case of I'm reluctant to push the Briscoes because they will not sign written deals. I feel like if I did put them over, they could be snapped up by New Japan, and before we know it, we don't have them as our talents, we lose their overness. And it seems like Mark and Jay are usually fatigued because of their Japan commitments, because they're the open contract. It's not an exclusive contract. We can't get them to sign an exclusive or written deal, so they're usually fatigued. Mark there, as you see, fatigued again, which just seems to hamper both Briscoes. So they're really just putting people over, but putting on good matches at the same time. Also advancing to the second round in a match between champions, it was the Usos who defeated Pete Dunne and Noam Dar, My Generation, in 12 minutes 39 when Jey Uso won in pinfall over Pete Dunne with the Alias. B82 shows the difference in overness between both tag teams. Jimmy and Jay, a 90 performance from Jimmy, 84 from Jay. Noam Dar and Pete Dunne, you can tell we are slowly pushing them, but at the same time we do need to get them gaining overness. So it just shows the SmackDown champs are over, and I feel like this would have been a much better rating had they gotten My Generation over. But good news for the Usos. With ratings like that, could we maybe see a solo push for them in the future? Who knows? But Usos into round 2. Next up was about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, and it was Mexicano dos Lucha defeating the Vaudevillains in 9:32 when Kalisto defeated Simon Gotch with the Del Sol driver. Simon Gotch and Aiden English are fairly over. They've got good performance skills in this, but I feel like we have to push the Luchadors, we have to build more stars. That'll help the Raw Tag Team division as well. A B-76 is okay again, considering no storyline attached to it, so very happy with that. In fact, no negatives whatsoever, as the Luchadors advance to round 2. And a really good one between two sets of heels. It was about that had some good wrestling, and a decent reaction from the crowd that saw Gallows and Anderson defeat the Hate Empire of Jimmy Havoc and Marty Scurll in 12:09 when Luke Gallows defeated Jimmy Havoc with a bicycle kick. Carl Anderson was miles above everyone else in terms of in-ring performance. A solid 91 from him, and 81 from Luke Gallows. So a lot of these guys performing really well in this tournament when given a proper opportunity. The B82 could have possibly been better with a storyline. No skill improvements. If you add in there a bit more time to them, if you make this face versus heel, and you take away the injury to Jimmy Havoc, I think we could have had a blockbuster. So a good showing there from Gallows and Anderson as they advance to round number 2. We have a promo from Kevin Owens. He just hypes up, he says basically tonight he's going to kick the crap out of Daniel Bryan. He's going to eliminate every man that's going to stand in his way before he gets to the Elimination Chamber. When he gets to the Chamber, it's going to be the Kevin Owens show as he becomes, for the first time, the WWE Champion. So Kevin Owens looked good. The storyline gained some heat, and that was an A-star 100. So KO looking for good things in the future. Second round matchup then saw decent wrestling but not much heat. The Revival defeated the Hype Bros in 10:18 when Scott Dawson defeated Zack Ryder by pinfall. A B79, some okay performances in there. I felt Dawson was a little poor. This tag team storyline from Raw advances and gains heat. And a good win there for the Revival as they enter the semi-finals. Next up we had the Usos defeating Mexicano dos Lucha in 10:51 with the Uso Jimmy defeating Kalisto in 10:51. A B81, not some good performances this time. An 86 and 83 still decent, but okay performances from the Raw Luchadors. Get my words together today. And the Usos advanced to the semi-finals. So we've got the Usos, and we've got the Revival in the second round so far. The semi-finals so far. Next up, a really classic match here that had some good wrestling and a decent reaction from our crowd. It saw the Young Bucks defeat DMG in 11:51 when Matt Jackson defeated Chris Sabin by pinfall with a moonsault. I've realised I've made a mess here because it was meant to be the DMG going over, because DMG do have matches later on. So B82 here, we'll just pretend that, as I say, it wasn't Matt Jackson who won and it was actually the DMG, because I've made a big mistake. Whoopsie. So after this, basically, we see Gallows and Anderson take on the American Wolves. Another great matchup here. Some absolute amazing ratings and then ring performances. A 90 from Carol Anderson, 85s from Richards and Gallows. And it saw the Wolves defeat Gallows and Anderson in 11:43 when Davey Richards defeated Carol Anderson with a Tiger Bomb. So a solid performance from the Wolves. I did expect this to struggle a little bit because they'd fought each other a few times before, but these guys delivered. Really, really happy with that. So B82. So next up, we've got Triple H basically being dragged to the ring. Seth Rollins says, it's really time we put this to an end. I'm going to destroy the life out of you, Triple H, at the pay-per-view, at Survivor Series. I'm going to have no more authority against me, and I'm going to become a future champion. So ends it all at Survivor Series. Triple H will be no more. Seth Rollins is going to be the guy, or the man, sorry, and he's going to just push forward in WWE. So hopefully we can get a good match out of Triple H and Seth, and we can put Seth into a different feud going forward. But I say it's just to put Triple H back into the limelight, because even though he is quite old in this, we can still use him at pay-per-views and marquee matchups. So first up, as I say, this one was also done for the fourth time, but it saw the Usos defeat the American Wolves in 9:31 when Jey Uso defeated Davey Richards with a Samoan Wrecking Ball. C65, some phenomenal performances again, 288s from Eddie Edwards and Jimmy Uso, a 90 from Davey Richards. Overall, as I say, because it was the fourth time, it did struggle, but these teams put on some good matches. So the Usos are in the final, and after the match, they beat the crap out of the American Wolves, just showing, we're going to show how good we are. We are the most dominant tag team in this division. So A90, the mistaken team that not only flicked it into the semis, are going to flick it into the final. As I say, it was meant to be the DMG who beat the Bucks, but the DMG defeat the Revival in 13:17 when Chris Sabin defeated Scott Dawson with a Cradle Shock, a B80. Good performances there. As I say, Dash Wilder had an 81. Overall, it was a good matchup. And as I say, this team was meant to win this time. As I say, the DMG pick up the win. Which leads us to our final. And it was a bout that had some good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. And the DMG shocked the world when they defeated the Usos in 18:21 when Alex Shelley defeated Jimmy Uso by pinfall with an underarm STO. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin win the tag team Invitational titles. So a good win there for DMG. They've shocked the world. They've shown that they are back to make a statement, and that is a B-76. Couple of good performances again. Jimmy Uso stealing the show, but it's been a good show that will hopefully put over the likes of the DMG, and we can then build this into a storyline because both teams are on SmackDown and they've got a legitimate reason to go after the championship belts. And after the match, the Usos didn't win, but they're in the ring just, complaining and just saying, we've had enough of this. We are going to just show the world, we're the most dominant tag team in sports entertainment. You just kind of go away with this trophy, but the Usos will stand there with both their titles in hand, showing we're the champions. If yous are so good, we'll see how good you really are in the future. So that's really building towards that Usos, and the DMG storyline will be building going into Survivor Series. So there you go, your tag team invitational winners, the Detroit Machine Guns, Sabin and Shelley, again just showing their back in the WWE after a small spell with Alex Shelley and Lucha Underground. Just felt with the big tag division we've got, bring them back and we can just keep getting on good matchups in the tag division. 6-person action or 6-woman action from the female division. It was a matchup that was decent, and it had the team of Crazy Mary Dobson, Bailey, and Akia Ando defeating the team of Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch and Paige in 18-21, and Crazy Mary defeated Alexa Bliss by pinfall. B-Men is 73. Good performances from everyone. I felt the match would have been a bit better if Becky was still not slowed down by her injury, which goes away after WrestleMania. We also had to protect Alexa Bliss, to keep her strong, so that Crazy Mary could go over her. So Alexa Bliss is certainly over, and maybe getting a bit of an attitude backstage. We might need to, give her a few defeats to keep her at that level. But if we keep improving these ladies, hopefully we can burst through that into B+ ratings. I still don't feel we're at a safe enough spot yet at the moment to put them to integrate them into the men's division, so we can get them to 90 over. So we'll keep trying to get them over as much as we can. Once we get rid of the likes of New Japan and series competitors, we'll probably push to try integrate the division so we don't lose Pop, or in a way where Pop won't affect us even as much going forward. Next up is that superb tag team matchup, which was great, and it saw the team of Bo Dallas and John Cena defeat Dolph Ziggler and Zack Sabre Jr. in 1839 when Bo Dallas defeated Zack Sabre Jr. by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. I think if that happened in real life, I think the internet would explode. But Bo Dallas has come on leaps and bounds. The tag team in Mojo Rawley propelled both of them. Being John Cena's protege has certainly helped Bo Dallas in terms of mic work, and he's just getting over so naturally. Everyone on 88 performance apart from Cena's 89. Storyline advances. A90's fantastic. Ziggler and Bo improved performance skills. The only negative is John Cena's declining physical ability and Zack Sabre Jr.'s inconsistency. But overall, storyline's hot. Fans are loving it. Everything's coming up Bo Dallas. It's just fantastic. So an A90, that spectacular match. And our main event was about that had superb wrestling and great heat. And it saw the team of Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan defeat the team of AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens and Kenny Omega in 24-23 when Dean Ambrose defeated Kenny Omega with the Midnight Special, or as we call it, Dirty Deeds. So the rating was okay, a lot of good 90 performances there. AJ and Sami with 86s, which is disappointing. Kenny Omega in 84. We can build them up as it's building up a few segments there. The Iron Man and both chamber matches advancing, with both the chamber matches losing a bit of heat. But again, propelling how many main event guys we've got. This is missing out a few as well. It just shows the future's bright with the WWE as we look to have two stellar chamber matches going forward. And of course, propelling some of these guys into big feuds going into Mania season. Bryan improves a few skills. A couple of poor negatives there, declining physical ability. You're not going to strike gold every show. Sometimes these kind of matchups will flop. Just like my mic seems to like to pop. And we finish the show. Oh, Braun Strowman has sustained rib contusion. Oh, that doesn't affect him going forward. For some reason I've got my Bo Dallas promo in there on Dolph, but I get an A-Star 97. That should have been previous in the show, but guaranteed to their feud and just shows how over Bo's promo skills are. And it finishes the show basically with Daniel Bryan getting the shit kicked out of him by Braun, because Braun hurts people. That's what he does, and he's a dominant champion. So Braun just skirting his dominance, just saying, I'm the champ, can beat everybody up. Braun Strowman, where's my competition, Foley? Continually shouting Foley and doing various other Braun Strowman type things, but he's been unreal in this save as well. So A-Star 100 for Braun as he defeats Daniel Bryan, just beats him up. And the Raw Chamber storyline advances as 5 men will go into this dangerous structure with probably the most dangerous WWE champion of all time. In the show with a B+86, we don't lose Pop anywhere, don't gain Pop anywhere. We just use Chris Sabin far too much, as I did think would happen. Like the cruiserweights, if you use them for too much, we'll get notes like this. We'll probably get a few for the women's tournament next week as well. But it's a good opportunity for you guys to see other guys that we've got in the roster, and just to see who could be potential superstars of the future. So I think we need to give Jimmy and Jay, because they just brought up some great performances today. So complimented and praised. Jimmy's pleased. Jay's pleased. Show makers a good bit of money and attendance money. It'll get a good rating on the network. And overall, happy with that as we sail into November. And now we've got a 4-week build to Survivor Series. So next will be the Women's Championship Tournament. Then we'll have the tournament, just the World Grand Prix, which is our G1, but we'll do it over one night, and we'll probably put on a stellar show there. That's good. Braun Strowman wanted to take time off. Apart from that, just a few people tired. Show got fantastic reviews. Naito making enemies with his companies at just now. First in Japan, first in Mexico. Don't think there's anyone else in America, or we would have won that. Braun Strowman's injury we can check shortly. Briscoe is complaining of a grueling schedule. Nick Miller wants some victories. 41.25 on the WWE Network for the show. 6k for drug testing. John Cena does not like Pete Dunne. Roman Reigns does not like Eddie Edwards. Neither does Dean Ambrose like Pete Dunne. So a lot of people writing off Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight. But I mean, the guy's over at the moment. 60 odd, he's at 25, so you could be looking at a natural main eventer by the time he gets to 28, 29. So a lot of upside to Pete Dunne. We'll keep plugging away with him, and hopefully we can get him over. But as I say, all looking good. World Grand Prix and the War of the Women's Championships will be decided over the next couple of shows. Monday Night Raw, Prestige 100, Momentum 92. Finances seem to be good. Made 21 million we made last year. Yep, so probably the most amount of money we've made in a long time. Probably most for the ticket sales, and probably a lot of it through the network as well. But absolutely delighted with that. As I say, development's making its biggest money ever as well, just because we've got so many shows drawing some big money. I think we'll try and improve some morale issues, but just to confirm, next week, War of the Women, World Grand Prix, the show after that, and then down here, 4th week of November, the WWE Survivor Series. So as always, guys, thank you for watching. It's been deeply appreciated. How do you think the show went? Who would be your favourite tag team going forward? Do you feel like the right team won? Have you ever made such a mess like I did of putting the wrong team over and then having to try and backtrack? Let's say, just let me know what you thought of the tournament in general. If you'd pick 16 teams from your tag team division, or 8 or 4, who would make up your tag team classic, whether you're WWE, TNA, your own custom company, or in your Canelverse? Let me know who you would put in your tag team classic, as I say, and who you have going over as well. Just say any comments on the series in a whole, on TW in a whole, any general questions. I'll happily try and get back to as many as possible. Say likes as well, deeply appreciated, shares, subscriptions, all that jazz. You can tweet me on Twitter at 21maxwell. If it's TW, you get any screenshots, tweet me and I'll probably reply. As I say, if I don't reply, I'm either working or sleeping, but I will get back to you regardless. And say, if you drop me a follow on that, I'll follow back as well. I'm one of those good guys. Apart from that, if you want to get the game is on the Greydog software website. It's roughly about 25 quid. You can get, as I say, a 2-month trial of the game in-game. And basically, you can import your own real-life mods and play as the real-life wrestlers, like you have here. As I say, more information on that is available on their forums as well. They have a lot of mods there, skins, graphics, you name it is there as well. And if you want to get involved in the YouTube hype, you can do. And a good place to get started is the Fantasy Booker subreddit. We've got a lot of guys with great YouTube content there, as well as some very good written content. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time, as this war is about to be taken over by the fine women athletes of the WWE. It could get crazy. You just need to ask Mary. Till then, bye bye.